Hello guys, welcome back, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about initializer block. Instance initializer and initializer block both are the same thing. So instance initializer block is created when instance of class is created. So just understand through coding. So I'm going to create a project. Name package, that's my pack, and here is class. Let's take it student. So this is class student, and in class we create initializer block by using two braces. That's it. And initializer gets called just very after creating object of main our class. So let's create the student obj student. That's it. So whenever we create our class object, our initializer block gets invoked. Okay, so here is our initializer block, and let's print a message in this initializer block. Okay, let's see the output. Initializer block 1. Okay, fine. And next is as initializer block is invoked after parent class constructor is invoked. Okay, fine. Here we don't have parent class, but we all know that each class extend one class, that is object class, and object class is parent class of our class. So here by default it's extending object class, so means there must be a constructor. So here by default constructor is calling. So let's create a user defined constructor. Yes, and let's print the message in this. Constructor. Okay, so it said that instance initializer block is invoked after parent class constructor, but here is no parent class. But we all know that when we create child class object, parent class object automatically created. So while calling child class object, it's called default constructor. So by default here parent class object is also creating, so there must be parent class constructor calling. Okay, so means this is our class constructor, and as we all know that when if it's calling object class, then there must be object class constructor gets called. So let's create another initializer block. So if this statement is saying that initializer block is invoked after parent class constructor, so these two statements must be gets called after object invoked, and after calling these two initialization block, this constructor statement should be printed. So let's print the, yeah, here is, means first this initializer block get invoked, and after that this one, and after this constructor. So it's proved that initializer block gets called after current class constructor. Okay, so let's move ahead to the next conclusion. Instance initializer block comes in order in which they appear. Yes, it is. So here I have called two initializer block, and they all get invoked just one by one, means the order in which I have wrote them, they appeared in same order, and after that our current class constructor invoked. Okay, so let's create a method. This is a method, and in this method I am printing a value, that is id, and I need to declare a value that is int id, and this is a variable which has no value. So one thing I can do, that I can create instance initializer block, means instance initializer block where I can provide value to instance variable. So now what I need to do, let's call the method obj dot display. Here is, so let's understand the execution of this program. So first this object get invoked, and it's called our current class constructor. So in our constructor, parent class constructor gets called, and after that all the initializer block. So here I have called very first initializer block, which is assigning a value to the id variable. Fine, so that's very first block which is going to be executed very next after object, and then it's going to print initializer block, because initializer block gets invoked in the sequence as they appear in program, and then system.out.println initializer block 2. So after calling each initializer block, constructor get called. So here's the output, and after that I have called display method. So display is printing id, and now id is having a value that is 10. Okay, let's create another instance initializer block, and give them some different one. So now what is happening here, this is our first instance initializer block. It's providing value 10 to the id variable. This will get invoked after calling object of the class, and after this initializer block this will get invoked, and after this initializer block this will get invoked. So first statement I'll get printed on the screen, that initializer block 1, initializer block 2, and here is another initializer block which is also assigning value to the id variable. So what here is happening, that here is two initializer block which is assigning values to the ids. So id will hold the value of last initializer block. Fine. So this value must be changed, so it must be changed to 20. Here is okay. Okay, fine. So this is the initializer block. Now let's create a class. Just say parent class, that's class college, that's college. And here is I having a constructor. Here is, and let's print the value, that's parent class constructor. Here is, and what it's doing, it extends college. So now we having our parent class. So after calling child class object, parent class child class constructor gets invoked, and there must be parent class constructor invoked, because we have learned in super keyword that when we call child class constructor, parent class constructor automatically gets invoked. So what's the execution here must be that when we call the object of child class constructor gets called, and here parent class constructor gets called. So first parent class constructor get executed, and after that all the initializer block, and after that current class constructor statement, and then method. So let's find the output. Here is, so our parent class constructor invoked, then initializer block 1, initializer block 2, constructor and method. Okay, so what if I have two constructors in our child class? So let's create another constructor. Student, and let's create a parameter int, and this is doing that. Parameterized constructor. So here I am calling two constructors, and let's run the code. So if I look at code, then parent class constructor invoked means 2 times parent class invoked, and 2 times each initializer block gets invoked, and constructor and parameterized constructor. So what actually is happening in this program, that first when we calling this object, when we invoking this object, it's calling this constructor which is default constructor, and here parent class constructor also get invoked, and after parent class constructor each initializer block gets invoked, and after that we called parameterized constructor. So after calling parameterized constructor, where is it? Here it is. Parent class constructor can invoke, and after that each initializer block again invoke, and that parameterized constructor means the number of time constructors you are calling in your current class program, the number of times each initializer block get invoked in your program. So as we can see in the example, here is, so this is the from means whenever you calling object in your class, it invoke constructor, and current class invoke constructor invoke parent class constructor if you have created, and after calling parent class constructor all initializer block gets invoked, and after that if you have another constructor, then again it will call parent class constructor, and after calling parent class constructor each initializer block get invoked. So this is the way of calling initializer block. So that's all from the videos, and I hope you like this video. So for more videos please keep subscribe and do like our videos, and please also thumbs up for these videos. Thank you very much.